Welcome back to episode 2 of F1 Manager Create a Team with Dino Racing. So we are preparing for Saudi Arabia and we're hoping for more success than we did have in Bahrain. We can see up here, as a reminder, Schumacher came in at 21st of 22. Liam Lawson fared slightly better at 19th, but still nowhere near the points. And as you can see, our objective is 9th or better. A lot of teams didn't score any points, so not too much of an issue yet. But nonetheless, we now need to start preparing for Saudi Arabia. And there's not a lot we need to do in terms of car development, given we... I'll actually go to the calendar. So we're here today. Saudi Arabia is across the 7th to the 9th of March, and our design actually comes the day back. So we'll cover that in episode 3 and hopefully we'll have a big boost. But for now, we don't have to worry about too much of car design. We do actually have the ATR period ending today, but because of the lack of engineers, can't really take advantage of it just yet. We'll design some new parts once we've finished the front and rear wing here. So, what I did want to do though, because we've already spent quite a bit of money on facilities. You see we've got 10.5 million left. I do want to leave a bit of a buffer. I'm a little concerned we're not going to get loads of money when it comes through success on race days. So have a little bit more of a buffer than we typically would. What I did want to have a look at is our driver situation, but not Liam Lawson, Mick Schumacher. What I'm concerned about is the long-term future and what aspiring drivers that we have coming into Dino Racing. And currently, we've got Bob and Satoshi, both 19 years old. Neither of them in an F2 or F3 team, so they are just my affiliate reserve drivers. And the rating's not ideal. So we've got 51, 59. If I go on to Bob and compare if I compare I'm not sure why he's not coming up against the affiliate. What I wanted to do was compare Bob and Satoshi. There we go. Don't know why Satoshi wasn't coming up the first time, but anyway, here we are. So we see a bit mixed between the two. I think what I'm more interested in, not just this overall high rating, we've got Satoshi is in a better place, but the development rate. So we've got max development potential in Franklin. He also has quite high aggression, at least compared to Satoshi, but I'm not sure if either of them are going to make the cut when it comes to driving for Dino Racing. So something that we need to consider, contract-wise, they're actually both quite expensive. Now, it's a lot cheaper to get Bob Franklin out of contract than it would be Satoshi, but if we need to spend the money, we will. So the issue that we have, we need to do some scouting. However, if we go to our scouting team, we did choose to promote STEM careers in schools, so we don't actually have a scouting team currently, or at least one that's available. So something that we're going to have to come back to a bit later on, but we can at least start to think about who we would start to scout, who would we like on our team, and we'll look at F2, we'll look at 16 to 21, we want young drivers. I mean, that's going to be most of the F2 drivers anyway. We'll probably struggle to get anyone who is currently affiliated with it, another F1 team. So you can see Maloney, Behrman, obviously, particularly Behrman, is going to be a target for many teams if he was available, but he's not. So we're going to struggle to get him. And we see negotiation attitude on the bottom right is not interested for anyone except those that are only in F2 and don't have any F1 affiliation. So there's a couple. So Dennis Hauger, Paul Aaron, both decently rated, 75, 73. Now, because we can't scout, we can't actually tell the detailed stats, but then we post that part. Roman Stanek, another decently rated. He's 20, so marginally older, or same age as Dennis actually, but all open to negotiation. Now we want to get these scouted quickly, and then put some contracts on the table. Don't need to start paying them now. We can sign them for next year, but something that we do need to consider in the near future. And I think when we look at our calendar, it's the 3rd of April. So after Australia, we can start to think about putting some scouts out there. And in fact, let's have a quick look at the scouting department. It's only 1.3 million to upgrade. It'll take 35 days, so we're still not going to speed things up, but we probably do need to rely on these younger drivers that are going to be a bit cheaper, more likely to come to Dino Racing than some of the big names in order to drive us forward. So we'll do that. 1.3 million spent, 35 days. The way that comes in, I suppose it's 7th of April. So not for a while, partway through Japan. So we've got 3 messages. So just a driver report from Pierre and just how our affiliates have been developing. We already know about... oh no, actually this is F2 and F3. At the minute, without having affiliates in F2 and F3, I'm not overly concerned about who's doing well. So we can move on here. So I was looking at just the pit crew training earlier. We struggled a little bit. We had a couple of good pits, a couple of bad pits. I think for now we'll just leave it at balanced. Something we'll come back to later on. Training ends in 29 days. So we'll just hit next. New ATR period. But like I already said, we don't have the engineers to actually start the development. So we'll worry about that a little bit later. And we now have a race simulator constructed. We go to that facility. I'm going to upgrade it again. But it does help with our weekly development. So if I get back onto our drivers. You see here, yeah, now we have a contribution to the development focus from the race simulator. So that will help the affiliates as well. Mentality-wise, we might as well touch on that. It's not a lot to say other than everyone is neutral. So still not particularly happy. Hopefully a decent result will help out. So when it comes to Jeddah, medium corners or medium speed corners are the key, with top speed and DRS still being quite a big factor. Quite a lot of straights in here. So looking at what we're expecting, on-stop strategy is the common thing here. About 19-second pit lane loss, so 11 only on safety car, so something to consider when we're working on strategy during the race. I don't think it mentions that I was likely to be hot. Yeah, I suppose not surprising. Not expecting rain. Again, not surprising. Race targets then. I think our car for Bahrain was 19th, so I think the setup in Saudi Arabia on the Jeddah track is actually slightly more favourable on our car, so we're actually ranked 17th for Liam Lawson. So I'm going to be a bit aggressive. I think we'll go 18th with Liam. We'll go 20th with Mick. So I'm into practice now. We can see the more detailed weather. So partly cloudy across Thursday, so P1, P2. Clear skies across the rest of the weekend. So no rain, like it said, not expected. We'll dip in and out of the practices. If there's any highlights, anything interesting to show, I will. Otherwise, we'll see some more detailed focus on our qualification. And hopefully we can have at least one, if not both drivers, make it through to Q2. So that is practice 1 done. And obviously not really representative. You can see a lot of the drivers here on softs, mediums. So Logan Sargent's the quickest when it came to the hard compound. And we've got Liam and Mick down 22nd, but we were running on hards and we ran them quite long stints. You can see 31, 32 laps, so not necessarily good sound just yet. And in terms of satisfaction, we ended up with 77 on Mick, 42 on Liam Lawson. So we've got a little way to go on that setup satisfaction. It's something that we can easily work out by the time we end up getting to qualification. So we'll head into P3. Sorry, P3. We've got P2 first. We'll head into P2 and see if we can get those setup satisfactions a lot closer to 100%. We're back, and we've just finished stint 1, P2. Both drivers actually come back with 95% on the setup satisfaction. So not too much fine tuning we need to do. So I thought I'd just pop back in and say that this is hopefully we can get this to 100% or exceptionally close. That's Lawson going out now. He's out on the softs.
Watch your mirrors now. Watch your mirrors.
We ran in the mediums the first time round.
Work on the brakes. Copy.
Whereas Schumacher went out on the softs. Now on the mediums. Both ran a 15 lap stint. Another 15 laps coming a piece. That should take us to the end of P2, and hopefully I'll come back in when they give their feedback.
Just keep eyes on the mirrors.
So P2 finished. We have 100% setup satisfaction now for Schumacher, so don't really have to worry about tweaking his setup at all. Still got a little bit more to get out of Lawson's car though, so 94%. But we're there. Well, almost there. I think that's easily achievable. We'll get that last few bits out of the setup, which we can actually check in on now. Probably just run another medium and a soft stint. Oh yeah, we just need to make some few tweaks to the oversteer, braking stability and cornering. Otherwise, we should be in a pretty good position with that. So we'll just leave it. Might actually just run a couple more laps on the. Yeah, we'll run on the medium so we can fuel up for 20. I won't necessarily drive the full 20. We're going to run a little bit slower in this car. And to be honest, all we need to do with Schumacher is get a the track acclimatization running, so we can actually run quite a long stint. So we'll do 25 laps. I mean, they'll easily do that in the medium compound. Then we'll get him out for a couple of flying laps on the softs. Otherwise, I think that's all we need to do for P3. So we'll check back in, hopefully. We'll get some audio from Lawson telling us the setup is perfect. I just missed out on the audio from Lawson, and he has confirmed the setup was great. I don't know if that necessarily means 100%, but he's definitely still happy with it, so we're not making the wrong call. We'll call him in now. Let's see music coming in. His you see his track acclimatization. He still needs to come out and do another stint, well, one, in case the setup isn't 100%, but two, we'd like to just the acclimatization up a bit higher. Now, in terms of Schumacher, I'll just tell him to conserve the engine a little bit.
Okay, we need left and coast, please.
He will actually hit acclimatization when he...
Next to speed limiter is on, please. Okay, stop in front of the garage.
Then Hamlin give the advice to Lawson on his limiter. But yeah, we'll have Schumacher 100% track acclimatization during the end of this stint, so we'll bring him in then. Won't probably bother bringing him out again. Here we go. We're actually stepping down, and that is because we have only gone to good on braking stability, so we do need to make a bit of a tweak there. Right. Let's hope that does something. We'll give him 20 laps. We're not going to run the whole thing. We will run a set of softs. And pit crew will work on getting the car ready, and we'll be back hopefully when Lawson is 100% happy with the setup. We come down the straight then. We can now see we've got 100% traffic acclimatization for Lawson, so we can in fact bring him in. Although it's going to have to almost do a full lap before he gets back.
Box.
Schumacher hit his 100% acclimatization. I did let him loose a little bit, which is why he's up in 12th, even though he's on the mediums. But we did push a little bit hard just to see what we could get out of the car. Lawson, he's been running pretty conservatively, so not too concerned. He's 21st and 2 seconds behind his teammate Schumacher. They were doing completely different things this time around. We speed this up, bring in Lawson, and we'll see exactly where we stand on the car setup. 91%, so we've actually stepped back a little bit again. Not having the best of time with Liam's setup. Still trying to get to grips with this little mini game portion of the game. I don't think I can put all the blame on Lawson, but Schumacher does have 100% setup, and I've done the exact same thing. We're not going to bother sending him out. We've only got 3.5 minutes by the time we make any setup changes. We are then going to run out of time. We'll probably only get our out lap and not even a flying lap done. So we'll call it there. Practice is over, and we'll come back for qualification. So we're into Q1. A couple of minutes have passed. We've got a few cars now coming out for their first lap. We'll send out Lawson first. So you can see him exit there. And we'll give him a bit of a breather, and then we can send Schumacher out. Now I'm hoping we can get away with just 2.
I want to see good work on your tires.
Okay, copy.
2 flying laps. That way we can kind of retain the softs for the race. And I'm not expecting us to go all the way to Q3. In fact, I'd be quite happy if we could make it to Q2. It's probably enough time. We'll get Schumacher out. I'll leave it on automatic. And let's speed it up a little bit. I think Schumacher had to let Gasly past, who's on a flying lap. Lawson started his.
Okay, Liam, charge John on the line.
That's Lawson in. Bit hard to tell where that places us. 1 point, or just under 2 seconds behind the leader Hamilton. It's probably not too far off where we actually expect to be. Schumacher making his way through a bit of traffic there, Sargent and Gasly. Hopefully no impeding, and we can see where Schumacher is going to fare. So it's 1:29.3. We see Schumacher come in. Well, slightly under a 129.3.
Spot
Okay,
Delta.
so they'll come back in. We'll see where the rest of the lower down teams fare, and then see how much we need to worry about our second and final flying lap in Q1. So we're back, and doesn't look too good. So far we've only beat Bottas. Sainz obviously not set a time, but in a Ferrari I'd expect him to be setting a lot quicker times than what we could do. And we've reconfigured with a fresh set of softs for both drivers. And if we just go to when we should send them out, it takes a couple of minutes, about 2 minutes to get round and start the flying lap, so we're not too pressed for time right now. So I might actually fast forward a little bit. I want to give him a decent gap, hopefully, to get out. See a lot of cars coming in now, so I'll send out Lawson. Send out Schumacher. Potentially into the path of Alonso. We don't have to worry too much about that. And let's check our lap history. So a 129, basically a 129.3 is where we are at. If I click here. So Ocon's actually out on a flying lap. What was his best lap at 129? So we've got a bit of time to improve. But we're on flying laps now. So that's positive. Green sector 1 for Lawson. Schumacher's going to be coming up shortly to that sector 1 line as well. We're green sector 2. Not expecting any purple, so green is the best we can hope for. And that means Lawson is out. Not a great lap. It's actually cut to Schumacher. In a bit of traffic. Oh, Schumacher's through. Well, potentially through.
14. And we need a slow in lap, please.
Yeah, copy.
So we had Lawson run. Actually, it was slower in that second flying lap. A 129.3 is Lawson's fastest. And a 128.8
Understood.
from Schumacher. So fingers crossed we can get Schumacher into Q2. So we've had Gasly, Bottas finish. We know Lawson's finished as well. So we've only got... Oh, so I think we're fine actually then. Yeah, we are fine. We are going through P14. Ricardo came there with a quicker lap. So, Lawson out. 21st. Schumacher is P15 and ready for Q2. So we've got a bit of drama. We've got a red flag. I think it was Russell that caused it. Our first stint on our old softs from Q1 did get us P13, so pretty good. Ouch.
What the?
And Russell not too happy with that.
Just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
So, it is a full red flag. So, not a lot to do. You don't have to worry about anything in the car. We already had these fresh set of softs ready to go for our final stint. And don't need to change anything on the car at all. So we did have Let's say we had 20 minutes if we were going to make any changes, but we don't need to. Obviously, we could send the car out and get it sitting ready to go. If we were very short on time, we would need to do that, but we're actually fine. The issue we now have is grip has reduced significantly because of that big gap of no cars running out on it. So we ideally want to go quite late on this one. And like I said before, I did have a quick check of the times. I think you can get away with about 2 minutes. So let's give Schumacher the best shot. He's out. I'm hoping I didn't just ruin his chances. But I think I did. I don't think he's actually going to have enough time now. And he's on his in lap. So my 2 minute time was completely incorrect. A little bit embarrassing. If Schumacher's mood with me wasn't good to begin with, it's going to be even worse now. If I'm honest, was he going to get any better than P13? Probably not. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't have given him the chance, so want to learn from. P13 is where we end up, so we're actually pretty close to the points there. A decent start. And if we can pull off a strategy as good as Mercedes did this weekend at Spa, obviously without the disqualification, then we could be in with a chance of some points. We have a couple of strategies that we can run. Now my understanding is that it'll take one stops rather than 2, so I'm not entirely sure why we have got Lawson on strategy D with a 2-stopper. What I'm hoping for is we'll go long with the medium. We'll hope that there is a safety car at some point and we can maybe make up some time there compared to those that have already taken a pit. If we do get an early safety car, we'll maybe throw on the hards, try and go long, and save ourselves some time there. But yeah. So we'll run that strategy. For Schumacher, though, I think I would rather run a soft and then a medium. So we'll just go strategy A. Well, it's actually saying that C could be faster. Right, we'll go soft. They're very similar in strategies anyway in terms of the pit window. Was it 26 to 32? And it's I think that's just generally saying that because they're running the softs to begin with. But obviously you can visually see they are very close in terms of pit window. So we can take the call there whether we go medium or hards. Might have the opportunity to see some of the other drivers are on mediums or hards and see whether they are having a lot of success. So we underfueled quite a bit last time. And by 4 laps, I believe. We'll take a couple of laps off Lawson because we need to do something in order to make our way up the field. We don't have to take those same risks with Schumacher. We can play it a little bit safer. Let's just hope for some good racing at the start. We can perhaps get Schumacher into the points. So we'll shortly be starting the race.
Away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So Schumacher coming down still in P13. A bit of a tussle with Stroll there. Fairly uneventful turn on. Lawson has gained a spot. we're between both Williams at the minute. I'm not sure if he's going to make a move there because he was slightly off the racing line. Offset from Albon. But he plays it safe. And turn down more city crossing was quite early.
I want to see good management.
Copy.
Reminder, a little bit of lift off when you can.
Copy that.
Just because of that negative fuel density that we've got. Obviously, we're already going to have negative density of racing, so we're pushing hard now. But if we can make up a couple of spots out here, make all the difference when it comes down to the end of the race. Probably let this fly for one lap, so we're now coming to start finish straight.
DRS enabled. 13, all to play for still. Okay, so we've got Albon in front. Gap 0.4.
We're into yellow flag. Looks like it's Hamilton.
Sargent behind.
And he's gone all the way to the back.
Here.
Car stopped.
Check it out. Oh, it's just a lock-up.
Big hit on the left rear.
Oh, and he did bump the front wing. Poor showing there from Hamilton. But we'll take the extra spot. That bumps us to 12. So we'll turn off a little bit. Let's settle in. We're going to be in a DRS train for a little bit now. And we'll be back when we start to make a move. Oh, so this is might be sooner than we think. We've got Albon out of DRS with Alonso. We are in 1.2. Obviously, it's just jumped a little bit. Sargent's not putting too much pressure on us at the minute. So we could see him move fairly quickly. Dropping off now, that's perhaps our recommendation. And he's not, but we'll sit there. We've got quite a lot of time degradation. I think his jobs and check what on his own. He is on the mediums. That's Alonso, Russell, they on the part softs themselves as well. So we'll settle in a little bit. We'll see if we can make a move out of it shortly. And we just did. I didn't expect it to be that short. We managed to get past him. Sargent is on Albon's tail as well. Let's lead the move. And it's nice and clean. No concerns there, but by the time we come back from the replay, he's already been overtaken. We're going to struggle with the lack of
Reminder of
DRS
the battery.
come out the back.
Okay,
Wilson's making his way up, 18th now. So we'll settle in. Actually. And it didn't take long. We've got a safety car. It's only lap 4. That was Albon.
Safety car. Charge on.
We'll have to check the replay.
And keep following the reference.
Don't think we were involved though.
Oh.
It's the pressure of the Sargent on his tail. He almost collected him as well during that incident. He survived. Now we did say about Albon actually time. We did say about running a hard, putting Schumacher on a hard and going one stop. You can, in theory, get 50 laps from a hard. I think that would be pushing it a bit much.
So car in the barrier.
Is he okay?
At this rate, without Hamilton,
okay, all okay. So just watch going through that.
Just pick it talk then. We had Hamilton left out, had Albon. I think if maybe we could go a few more laps and then we could jump strategy. That would be much better.
And try to cool down the tires where you can. Rear it slightly coming up.
We can
Copy. Copy.
Recharge on.
right.
Copy.
Well, we are having a couple of pits though. That's interesting. Do we risk it? I suppose, like I said at the start, we need an absolutely amazing strategy to play out in order to get a decent result here. So, Lawson's going to jump on the hards. And we'll see if we can last. Now, I'm torn what we do with Schumacher. Whether we stick to the strategy is too early. That's maybe the safer option. We'll do that.
Currently sat P12. Sergeant is the car in front. Came out behind us.
So the only one, perhaps other than Perez.
Now, there's been an issue in the pits.
Energies are good.
Copy.
Recharge off.
Copy.
So we'll speed this up. We'll see when the safety car's going to end. But this could be a pivotal point of the race now. Can't be many more laps. There we go. Safety car is ending.
in this lap.
We are going to attack
ready.
hard.
Copy.
Not with Lawson though, since he does need to maintain these tyres.
We need to push up, please.
So safety car is going in.
Okay, the safety car is starting to pull away in front. Racing from the line.
Unless Perez off. We are slow off the mark. We've got Verstappen on our tail. He won't be there for long. We did have a pop-up there with Russell having a mechanical issue.
Keep us updated on the tyres.
He's not
Good.
dropped off.
Okay.
Russell, that is. But the chance of some points is looking better than it ever did in Bahrain. Right. We are obviously going to fall down the pecking order quite quickly. We're already out of DRS at Perez. So hopefully, as we're getting overtaken, we can tag onto a couple of these, get a few DRSs, and make the most of this opportunity. But we'll be back a bit later on in the race. And we've just had a red flag.
Red flag.
Lawson is out.
Heading down the straight. Just flies into that crash. And that's not what they would have had in mind when they woke up this morning.
And that is Lawson and Hamilton, I think, coming together there. Yeah, and that's Lawson out. So not good on that front. However, what it does mean is Schumacher staying out was the smart move. We can now probably jump on this hard. We need 39 laps out of these hard tyres. They can, in theory, give us 50. So we'll confirm that pit. We'll go with the hards.
It's time to pick up where we left
It's
off
starting.
as the race restarts.
Restart.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, let's keep closing up. Great job. Overtake button available.
Copy.
Schumacher trying to make a move on signs there, but it doesn't play out. So we're 6th right now. We've got Russell behind us with mechanical issues. And with Lawson out means we can fully focus on Schumacher in his race. I feel like we're already spending quite a bit of time in this race, and it's only on lap 12. But it's been an eventful one. We'll speed up. I don't think there's going to be too much more until we start to see DRS enabled. We've got, well, we're almost out of DRS. We've got Russell behind us. Don't know what his mechanical issue is. Let's hope it's DRS, and then we might be able to hang on to this spot. And we have another red flag. We're actually going to struggle to finish this race and complete all the laps in a lot of time. And
I'm in the wall.
that is Sargent. A bit of contact. And he manages to bin it. Strategy-wise, that doesn't play out too well, because we could have actually held off and got on a faster tyre and then moved. To the hards at this point. So we're going to, I think strategy-wise, we can't last on the softs or the mediums. We're going to have to stay on the hards, not make any changes, but we're now P11. And I suspect we'll see quite a few other cars change to hards in front of us.
Not for the first time today, the drivers are lined up, awaiting the lights. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Let's pick our pace up. Let's go. Overtake available.
Copy.
Piastri was trying it, but Schumacher managed to hold off. We've got Ricciardo in front. We can see here in terms of the tyres then we've got a few hards. Still got Norris and Sainz in the softs. Russell, Sonoda in the mediums. I don't see how they're going to last to the end of the race, so there's potentially 1, 2, 3, 4 people going to pit in front of us. Oh, and we've made the move. That is an overtake.
Okay, perfect. So in front, you've got Stroll.
Now we should be able to take a look here. And it was Mick Schumacher involved. The opportunity begging to be taken.
Ricciardo caught sleeping, and Schumacher makes the most of it. He's in the points. Now, I'd be shocked if Ricciardo didn't come back as soon as DRS is on. But we will get DRS as well. So we'll go back to balanced.
Let's make sure we look after these.
And we'll see if we can hang on. Oh, Ricciardo's dropping back even further. Piastri's managed to take him. So, maybe we'll go a few laps. Oh, will we overtake Stroll here on the inside? Bit aggressive there. Don't manage to make it stick. So, we'll come back in a few. Hopefully we can make a few laps. No red flags, no crashes, no yellows, safety cars, etc. We'll see. Everyone is struggling to drive today. We have a VSC.
BSC. Okay, just keep following the delta.
Distracted by
And you can just feel the
lightning fast Dino Racing car of Schumacher. Magnussen bins it, and we're 4 drivers out of the race. We may just end up getting a points finish because there won't be enough people in the race.
Recharge on now, please recharge on.
So we'll conserve.
Okay,
This
copy.
helps.
Just slow that down, please. Pace is a little high at the moment.
Copy.
So it's not turned into a full safety car. I assume it would if it was going to by now, so we'll stay on the VSC for a little while. We've got an absolute ton of fuel spare.
VSC ending.
Copy.
Keep your pace up. We need recharge off.
Copy.
Okay, DRS enabled.
Right, and where we end is we're miles off Stroll. Ricardo's just outside of DRS, so here we go. Let's see if we can dig in a little bit, put some laps down, and stay within reach of the points. We're out of the points, and I think we're going to struggle with this tyre. I am tempted. If we call in for a pit, we've got a set of fresh, completely fresh softs. We can maybe jump the gun on any safety car. We're in. We only lost a swap. Now we can push hard on everything now, because we should, in theory, easily finish this race down in this time. So, I mean, we're not a big gaining on Kesley. In theory, though, good thing to take is we can't possibly miss our target because there's been so many cars knocked out. So, don't think anything else is going to happen here. We'll let this one run out, and we'll come back towards the end of the race unless anything interesting happens. So it's the final lap, and Schumacher is sitting in P17. We tried to push hard with our softs, but we couldn't quite make the time up. So
2 laps to go.
not sure why saying 2 laps to go. I don't think we've been lapped sufficiently to have to run 2 laps, not with this many red flags and safety cars.
Let's focus on those temps.
Copy.
Lots of talking in this final lap from the engineered driver Gio, but P17 is where we'll end up. Ocon is miles away and has a penalty. Obviously, we saw Lawson come out of the race earlier, so he is P21, but we'll see what level of damage there is when we start the next race. Hopefully not too expensive, we aren't tight on finances, but Schumacher will sail into P17, an extremely eventful race. I don't think I've had one where there's been this many incidents. 4 cars out. We've had Russell multiple mechanical faults as well. So there's been all to play for. Not sure if this is actually much better than it was in Bahrain, but it definitely was more interesting, and at least we had thoughts.
Verstappen over the finish line, and today's winner.
Thoughts of winning, or not winning, but getting some points. Verstappen gets the win. So Norris second, Leclerc third. So a completely mixed podium across the teams. And
that is the checkered flag.
so there we have it. Fastest lap by Sainz. Otherwise, as I said, Max, Lando and Charles rounding out the podium. And Mick, P14, he actually dropped 4 spots. See Lawson down there, out. No points, so to be honest, it doesn't make too much difference in terms of where the standings are. There is still Haas, Williams, Kick, Alpine, and Dino Racing without any points. So all to play for there. In terms of fastest pit stops, we've dropped a couple of spots in that front. So still more training to do there. And we can come on to the race target. Obviously, him's target was to at least finish the race and do it in 18th, and he failed, whereas Shimek was 20th and he managed 17th. So, again, one driver hit the target, not the other, just as in Bahrain. And there we have the end of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Next time, we will have a new front wing, a new rear wing, and hopefully we'll have more success in Australia. Thanks for watching.